Hi, y'all.
Live in
Hey,
How y'all doing?
good. How about you?
I'm awesome, and I have to say y'all because I live in the South.
I love it. I
And
love it.
yeah, and my dad's from Southern Italy. My mom's from Northern Italy, but her dad's half Southern too. So I'm more Southern Italian than Northern Italian. That makes so much sense. Anyway,
All I
like
have to say
my
is,
dad,
Rue, thank you for bringing your energy. I've been moving the last 2 days, and I'm like, oh. And then you jump on, and I'm like, oh, yay.
y'all, she's totally startled me. It's like I get on the StreamYard. I don't know if you guys have ever done a StreamYard, and I get on, and the first thing she does is, there she is. And I was like, but of course, here I am, Miss America, Italian via Italy. But anyway, I'm
I
gonna,
don't think
I'm an
Rue
Italian.
needs an introduction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always like to say I'm an Italian with an Indian name living in America. Go figure. Che cosa per yeah, non lo so. But I think we're here to talk about right voice for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was just a simple taste of what 4 days with you is going to be like.
I know, and sorry, not sorry.
So plan on toned abs and loss of weight and a big smile and sore cheeks.
I
Really
never.
muscular cheeks.
That's
Cheeks.
right. Well, they don't put electrodes on my face, but that's another story for another StreamYard, y'all. I was telling them how I was getting electrocuted, 3 times a week. I'm doing this new workout. Well, okay, I'm going to talk about it. Why not?
Do it.
This is what right voice for you is. It's you being you without any apology, being able to talk about anything, being vulnerable. That piece of it, where I can tell people, yeah, I'm doing this new workout where I go 3 times a week and they put all these electrodes to my body and they crank it up. So they're basically electrocuting me while I'm doing this workout. And here's the cool part, y'all. Like within
It's like so
3
much
minutes,
fun.
it is though. Like in three minutes, my body, all the things like electrocuting me while I'm doing this workout. Oh my goodness, the recording is recording again. I'm hearing the playback. Anyway, moving right along, that kind of freaked me out for a second. What happens is within 3 or 4 minutes, your body just becomes totally alive. Like all the endorphins kick in, and
Wow.
I'm laughing, and the person working out next to me is crying. And they're like, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "Oh, my body loves this so much. Wow, it hurts, but wait, hurts so good. Oh, wait,
Oh,
it'll make
baby.
it hurt so good. Sometimes love, sometimes being electrocuted wouldn't be what it should. You make it hurt so good." Um, yeah, I don't know. So,
So, do you think you were a torturous in a past life?
wow, it's kind of light. And you know what? It kind of makes me want to giggle a little bit.
No wonder you enjoy it so much.
Yeah, you guys don't judge.
None. We'd
What
probably
if
be
you being you and stepping into the torturous being you truly be was actually a contribution to this reality? What could that create and generate for you and for this planet? I don't know. Seems like a lot of people are really into torture. Have you noticed how crazy this world is right now? Is now the time to actually step and be the voice you truly be?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, tap into the energy of that for a minute. What if you've been squandering who you be and it's exactly what this planet requires right now?
Can you say that again? I love that. That's like, there's so much permission and allowance in that. Right? Like, what? I can just show up and be me. I don't have to like make everybody else
I
happy.
think the word that might have stuck you with a squandering piece,
Yeah.
maybe just a little bit. Because here's the thing: if you're not being you, I remember doing an interview. So I'm just going to back this thing up. I was doing an interview for this fabulous little book I wrote. Plug
It
choosing life,
is.
an uncommon
It
way.
is a fabulous book. If you haven't read it,
Yes.
or
Yeah,
even if you don't like to read, get it on Audible because it's amazing story.
oh, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
And it's funny. I didn't know that actually reading the book out loud would bring me back there in a way, because I'm so emotional in parts of it. It's like now when I talk about what happened in India, it feels like I'm talking about a Netflix movie. Just
Mm-hmm.
Google my name, you'll know the rest of the story. We won't get into all of that now. That's another StreamYard. Now we got 3 StreamYards. So here's the thing. What if all this time you have been squandering who you truly be? Meaning, oh, I'm going to show up the way this reality says I'm not supposed to, or the way my parents say I'm supposed to, or my friends, or my sorority, or my flatmates, or whatever with this pandemic thing going on, pro shot, not pro shot. Who cares? What if everybody was in? And I love that, Maureen, that you said allowance. What if everybody was in that allowance piece of, hey, you know what, that may not work for me, but it works for them. And what if me being who I truly be was actually what this world required? So for me, it's like Right Voice for You is like a being you class on steroids. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, listening out there, where all this is going, the things.
Oh, I love that. I've never heard it described like that before, being you on steroids, Right Voice for You. Of course it would be. Yeah,
because you have to step. This class is about giving up all those preconceived notions of what you're supposed to look like and actually owning who you be and seeing what that can create. Because that's the invitation. And Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, he says, when you're being you, you're irresistible. When you're being the right voice for you, doesn't have to be for anybody else, you're irresistible. I mean, I know how cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs I appear to be to some people in the world. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, are you kidding? That's why I initially started following you. I'm like, oh, I love this woman. She's just happy. I like that in my life.
Yeah, it's funny. I love that you said that, because I'm coined as the happy lady, and I'm sure there's much worse things I've been called or could be called than the happy lady. And if you know my story, it'll be like, why in the fuck? Oh, why in the world is this woman so happy? Oh, you know what? Fuck.
There we go.
Let it out.
Being me.
Let it out.
So anyway,
it's a story of truly choosing happiness, stepping out into who you be and not letting it control your life.
Yeah. I mean, that is the interesting. Okay, I'll tell a little bit about.
Tell it. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Long jog.
So I don't know if I'm getting that right. Oh,
go that way.
Backwards on this thing, and then you see my ring light. Looks like an angel. So I wrote this book called Soul Survivor, and it's about my story when I was in India and I got shot by terrorists. I was there on a peace, love, and understanding meditation retreat. That kind of didn't pan out that way, but I had these amazing tools of access consciousness, and that's what kind of navigated me through all of that. And then 25 or 6 months later, Adidas heard my story that I had been training for the Boston Marathon, because it was going to be my 10th marathon, my final one. Yeah, I have a little bit of energy. And so they gave me a hard pass to run it. And the book came out 3 days before, so everybody was clamoring around me and all the things. And then somebody said, you need to add the whole thing about running the Bostons, to the end of your book. And I went, dudes, this is 400 pages.
Yeah.
And there's a few pictures, but not many. And the print's not that big. I had a lot of time. I was in a wheelchair for quite a while. Mm-hmm. So a lot of time to write that one. So I thought, okay, I'll write another book. For the Love of Running. See the soles of shoes? Isn't that cute?
Oh, I love that. I didn't know about that one.
You didn't know? Okay, so this picks up where this leaves off. So here's the thing. Who's going to buy? This is like Atlas Shrugged, okay? I don't know if you guys are familiar, but that book is way too long. And it's actually a little paperback, but it's like that thick. And then I did read it because somebody wanted to do a movie and wanted me to help produce it or whatever back when I was a film producer. And then I was like, I'm going to watch the movies, the other movies that came out with it. And I was like, man. Anyway, so I wrote the second book, and I actually wrote it in 2 months. So both books were published the year I ran the marathon, which was 2011. And then 10 years later, Choosing Happiness came about because I was texting with Gary in the middle of a class. A very bad girl. And very bad girl.
Yeah, I'm like, Gary thought so too.
And I was like, what would it take for me to write an Access 101 book that would actually speak to people that know nothing about Access? For those that are seeking, but when they hear us saying all the weird stuff, they're like, oh, that's cold. Yeah. So I made it for people to be able to hand it over and go, hey, what about, you read this, and if it speaks to you. And then I got it translated into other languages.
No way! That's wicked.
It speaks Portuguese and Spanish. It's being translated into Russians. Who knew the Russians wanted to be happy? I had no idea, but they were.
Look what you're doing to the Russians.
Sorry, Russians, not sorry.
Yeah. Read at your own risk.
That's right. I'm just saying. Yeah. So then here's the funny thing. I wasn't going to be a CF, certified facilitator of access consciousness. I wasn't going to do it. I was like, I'm happy hosting other people, teaching my bars classes, teaching all the body processes classes, teaching all those intros you can teach if you're a bars facilitator. And it was interesting because they were coming after me to teach this Right Voice for You class. And I was like, because it was for singers and public speakers. And I thought, yeah, that's boring. I do all that.
Yeah.
What else could it be? And then when Christopher Hughes took it over and I saw the conversation between him and Gary, I went, oh, fuck, now I get it. Because now's the time. Now's the time for us to step up.
Cool.
And what would it take for us all to choose it?
Oh.
And you'll know your body. Because here's the thing. If it's right for you, your body will let you know. Your body's brilliant. Surpass it to say it's a lot more aware than you are. Can you just acknowledge that? Because if you ever like thought of something and then your body went, oh, probably not your best decision to, but my mother expects me to. No, don't do it. If you want.
Class on its own. Mothers expect me? What? What's that class?
But again, if you ever like, you think of something and your body goes, like, there she is.
Right? If we had only recorded that initial, right? Oh, there she is. Hey.
You can do an instant replay.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey.
So I don't know. Is this class for you guys?
Yeah,
and I have two opportunities for you. You can either, like, if you're feeling sort of like you're not ready to really jump into the deep end, and both of these classes, there's no prerequisites. In other words, you don't have to take the 1-day class to take the technically 2.5-day class or 3-day. I don't remember what it is because I broke it down for different time zones to make it work. But the 1-day class, y'all, if you're going to choose, you better do it quickly now because I know you procrastinating humanoids and how you be. I'm exactly the same way. So I'm not judging.
Well, what day is the class? Because, we'll probably all sign up about 15 minutes before it starts. So
I know, right?
Like
Saturday, this Saturday.
Yes, ma'am. That's August the 28th, y'all. And that's an all-day thing. We'll take a 2-hour break because you'll need it. But we'll start it at 10 and we'll end somewhere around 6-ish. Because then I get to take Simone's class starting at 6 a.m. Take a COP until 2:30 in the morning. So, yeah. But I promise I'll be this on.
Yeah, I'm like, no energy from Rue whatsoever.
No, none of her classes are fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
Rue, this sounds so phenomenal. I mean, like, really, 4 days with you in this, like, laughing? That'd probably be the best ab workout.
Oh,
electrodes.
wow. Let's hook up some electrodes to your belly while I'm teaching the class. What could that look like? I don't know. My whole body, you can't even see the goosebumps on my arms.
Yeah, that might be a whole new class. The torturous,
Torturous Right Voice for You. Being you on steroids.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Feeling it? So that's the 1 day. And then if you choose it, September 2nd through 5th, I'm actually doing one that's more of a time-friendly zone. So it would begin at 9:30 a.m. and finish at 12:30 p.m. daily for 4 days. And that way, I can invite the Turks, the Russians, Australian. No, not Australians. Sorry. They're in bed. The Brazilians, all the things. So
South Africa.
yeah. Hey, man, it's just a choice. And ask yourself, what would it create if I decided to leap into who I am unapologetically? I mean, how many of you are afraid to ask for what you want in this reality? And what if you knew that you had all these amazing ideas stashed inside of you that are starting to get out, but you're afraid you're not going to be received? And
Can we talk about how you've seen your creations after you started stepping into being you and how they showed up in the world?
Oh my goddess. So I'm going to give you a specific example. It was, you have to take so many classes to be a CF for this class. And was it the second one? No, maybe it was the first one. It was with Christopher Hughes and Dr. What's his name? He's a chiropractor, but it's not Anthony. It's the other, Andrew. So they were teaching it in Houston, and it was really weird because there was only like 15 of us that chose it. And so we had plenty of opportunities to, get on stage and do the things. And just like Gary used to do before Christopher would take it over, they might come up to you while you're doing the class and put their hand behind you or contribute energy or SOP or whatever while you're doing it. And he did all these different exercises. And the class creates itself. I'm going to tell you, I took this class and I've never once done this particular exercise because it didn't pop. But what he did is he made us write down. He gave us 2 minutes to write down on a piece of paper a little story. And we only had like a minute or two to tell it. And I get up there and I'm trying to read my scribble. And I got so invested in trying to read it that I kind of stumbled all over because I'm that person that, I'm not shy.
No. What? I thought you were.
You can ask me to talk about anything hanging upside down by my big toe drinking a martini, and I have no problem. And I will sing you an aria at the same time. So it's like, it's not usually a problem, but I was so invested in my story because I had keywords in there. But this is the one thing I forgot.
Glasses.
So I could not see my notes. And so all of a sudden, I'm like, I fucked up. Can I start over? And then Christopher says, okay, how old are you being? I went, I don't know. I think it's third grade. And he goes, what happened in third grade? I said, Mrs. Foreman asked me to read what was on the chalkboard and I couldn't even see the first scribble. And he was like, so he took me back to third grade, because my given name begins with a V. Rudrani Devi is a chosen name. And so here I am with this, I'm in the back row because I did it in alphabetical order. And here I am, can't see the board. And so she said, well, come as close as you need to read it. So I started to go closer. And then I passed like the first row. And you know how kids can be. They were not very nice to me.
No.
Yeah. And so I started crying. And then, the teacher contacted Celeste, my mother, and was like, your daughter is blind. I'm sure that's not what she said. Probably to get her eyes checked. And so I had to get glasses. And back in the day, because I'm a little older than some people, Coke bottle, they're like this. It made my eyes all googly looking, And so I went all the way back to that. And we got to go back and change my past. And it was the coolest thing because you can do that, by the way. Not only can you change your future if you choose, you can change your past. Yeah. And so when I did that, all this stuff about getting it right disappeared. So now, like, if I fuck up, it's like, I remember I was doing a show and I didn't get to come to the last rehearsal. And I was singing backgrounds for a friend of mine's funk R&B band. And there's this one part where I hold out this note and I didn't know that he had shortened it and was jumping into or ending it there. So we're doing the song and my big note comes and I'm like, ah! Or whatever it was. It's like this. And usually people are like, oh my God, what a great, well, everybody stopped. And here I'm just doing the note. And then I look around while I'm still doing the note. And then I went, well, finally, I get a solo. This is exactly what it elicited. I had so many people come up to me afterwards. I got a little drunk. Several people bought me drinks while we were doing the show. I had to stand out like 10 times. I was like, okay, I'm going to drop in the ocean.
I am the other motherfucking ocean.
That was a pretty drunken fish kind of ocean. But anyway, it's like I have no filters anymore. I actually like me.
Yeah.
And what if this class could create that for y'all's?
Mm-hmm. That. You look in the mirror and you're like, I like me. I like who I be.
Yeah. It's not, it's not that big of a leap if you're willing to be vulnerable and choose it. And also to have the 5 elements of intimacy with you. That's, of course, another StreamYard. But I will say that's a very important piece when it comes to any of these access classes. And if you can have all those things with yourself first, it's an invitation to all those that are looking to create it as well. That's been my experience or my point of view about that anyway. Yeah.
Oh, I would agree. And like, I've never been interested in a Right Voice for You class until you just started speaking. And now I'm like, ooh. Oh.
What happened? Did your body go, there she is?
Yeah. Oh, okay, buddy.
Well, here's my tagline. Are you Rue ready? Are you Rue ready?
Now they're Rue ready. That's why we did this. It's just prep. It's just prep for all the things coming up.
I hope I didn't scare anybody. Because, you know, I get it. Be me. I don't know what me is. What is that going to do? Everybody's going to leave me.
That's the question. Who am I?
Wait. Who are you? Who? You know, I really want to know. Are you?
So here's your invitation to Rue. I mean, really, there's going to be no fun. There'll be no change. There'll be no vulnerability. You're going to end up probably being the same.
Yeah,
worse.
Yes, not the same.
Yeah.
Probably worse. Probably really screw with you for the rest of your life.
And what invitation?
Oh my God, I don't want to lose anybody, especially me.
We will be putting the link.
We'll put in the link in the comments below. But I do have to say, like, I was introduced to Rue for creating graphics for her website. Like, she just reached out to me. I was like, oh, this will be fun. And it's been one thing after another, and just choosing with Rue, and actually how much all her invitations have been for me to step up. It's been so fun to see my creations personally. People have been reaching out and like, just, oh, I love what you're creating with this. I've noticed, you know, like a big change has occurred and you've stepped up. And inside I'm like, no, like there hasn't been a big change. But from the outside looking in, it's like, oh, I let 10% more of me show.
Yeah.
And that's actually creating more of an invitation and expansion through my graphics, through this creation. Because it was like right after I signed up for the one day that all of a sudden it's like, create a podcast. Now do this. So the creating the impossible was able to come through thanks to the invitation.
Well, please acknowledge that you were willing to receive that. And I love the word impossible because if you break it down, I'm sure you guys have heard this before. It says, I'm possible. I'm possible. You know, they made a mistake. They slammed those two words together.
Right?
It's not even real. Nothing is impossible, y'all. Quit buying that shit. It's not true.
And there's your intro.
Yeah, don't choose it.
Yeah.
I'm possible?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
What does that look like? Well, you know, there's one way to find out, y'all. If you're Rue ready, I dare you. A double dog dare you.
Triple dog dare you.
Not only that, you're going to get a really cool weekend of one-liners that are really going to make you laugh.
Yeah, so just know this, folks. If I can't just break into song from our conversations during this class, you know, we can't be friends. Yeah. If it really bugs you, that's it. You know, within the first hour or two, you can have your money back. I don't care if it's bothering you, because I am not willing to cut my arms and legs off to be the true voice that I be.
And that's actually the invitation. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much, Rue. God, you're so enjoyable.
I'm so enjoyable.
I love it. It's like just full on joy. Full on joy.
I'm a joy bomb waiting to happen. You're ready to explode. Why? Talk this way. Anyway, just saying.
She's gonna have that mic handy too, by the way.
Yes,
that mic will be handy.
It's actually a real microphone. Where's the thing? I don't know where.
Right in front of your face.
I'm completely backwards here. It's like the weirdest thing with StreamYard. But I always have a mic. I usually have my hat, but I did something else with it and left it on the other side of the house. But it's basically, you know, what if happiness was just a choice? And you made it this thing where you had to have all the things in place before you could be happy. What if your being happy was actually what created more happy for you? What a concept.
That.
Yeah.
Yes,
all
ma'am.
Right, lovely ladies. Choose Rue. The link is there in this post. We'll be talking about Are You Ready with Rue? Ready to go. Say it again, Rue. Say it again.
Are you Rue ready? Are you ready? Are you Rue ready? Am I Rue ready? Oh, yeah, I'm Rue ready.
Yeah, you're there. You're there. You're there.
Definitely.
This was awesome, you guys. Thank you for the
Awesome.
invitation, and thank you for you guys listening now and in the future. Would love to have you come play with us. And how much fun can we really be? And what invitation can you be to the world with your right voice?
And
What
on
a
that note,
lettuce.
mwah.
Ciao, ciao for now, y'all.